Um, Susan Speakman is next. She says, "I know all you steely-eyed missilemen love your fast cars, big guns, and hot women. It's actually loud guns. Uh, can you occasionally drop a line in about the strong and hot conservative women too? We also love the fast cars and the big guns. Plus, we love your our own steely-eyed missilemen as well." Yeah, I've been really guilty about that. It was one of the things P.G. O'Rourke wrote. One of the many things he wrote that really brought me into um, conservatism. He was just so cool. I mean, everything he said was just so cool. And one of the things he said was that he was watching a demonstration about something, and he said, all the hot women are on the conservative side. Now, back in the 60s, they used to be on the liberal side, but now they're on the conservative side. And he said, wherever the hot women are, that's where the action is. And he's absolutely right. I've been to conventions that have just been mind-boggling, and needless to say, I'll get back to the so-called civilians in a minute, but just in terms of the commentary team, Politichicks, those girls are gorgeous. Yeah, I hung them out all. I've hung out with them a lot. They're just Gina and Anne Marie, and they're all just absolutely gorgeous. And Politichicks are terrific and gorgeous, and we got all kinds of really cool looking people out there. It's not just about being gorgeous, it's just they're well put together. And compared to, have you seen like Janine Garofalo lately? I mean, my God, last time I saw her, which was a couple years ago, really bad bleach blonde, tattoos everywhere, almost on her face, just Michael Moore well, we're talking about women, well, so Michael Moore. And it's just shocking, really. I've always felt that it's shocking. So there's that aspect of it. But yes, you're absolutely right. We have so many great conservative women that aren't out in front of the public eye, and they're doing amazing things that are just like really fun. I mean, they're out there at the shooting ranges. I've taken a few women out to shooting ranges. A couple of them have never shot before, and they shot the daylights out of what I was doing. I think an instructor there said that they tend to be a little more relaxed. Maybe they're not trying as hard as the guys are to be crack shots, but they've been terrific out on the range. There are amazing women pilots out there now. They are just kicking butt. I mean, they're flying helicopters, they're flying fighter jets, and here at home, they're not only doing all these things about as well as we are, in many cases better, but they're also holding the families together, which means they're holding the country together, and that's the most important thing. It's not. I'm not trying to reduce conservative women to being moms or housewives or anything like that. Although I don't think that's reducing them. I think that's kind of an elevation for certainly a lot of people I know. But in any event, they are in fact doing everything that they were told they could do. They're out there running businesses, running companies. I was working for a woman before I got to PJTV. Many of our producers there were women. But they're not only running businesses and stuff, they're running them well, and then they are also just kicking butt in everything. So that world that was promised to them, you can have a career and a family, is pretty much true. And I guess that's where I was going with this. I'm generalizing because I know there are some single dads out there, but to be able to raise a kid or two, especially by yourself, and to keep out there working and stuff, I simply don't know how they do it. I've seen a bunch of single moms. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. Single dads got to be as rough for them too, but it's absolutely amazing. I wouldn't last a week. I don't think I'd last a weekend. I have nothing but the highest respect for that. So I'm so glad, Susan, that you brought that up. I'll try to be a little better about that in the future, because you're absolutely right. It is, in fact, a two-way street there, and I don't know. I think it's just really amazing, the work that they do, and the quality, and the fact that they're there. So yeah, steely-eyed missile men and women out there on the conservative side, pulling lanyards and triggers and revving engines, and also keeping the home fires burning and keeping this machine running. It's so that's the word I was looking for. It's so unsung, just being just being civilized is just so unsung. Most guys, are certainly I was very, very feral until until I actually started getting some women in my life, and then I learned how to change sheets and open windows and that kind of thing. Living in a bachelor cave for a long time can be alarming, but it's amazing how transformational and civilizing women are. And I think finally, just to close this particular question out, you can make a very compelling case, and I think it's a lot more compelling than even I realize, that virtually everything that men do is just basically showing off for the girls, I mean, there's been innumerable theories that wars are fought to impress the women or to get women. Wars have been fought for resources, so that you can impress women. I think there's a number of things that I've done in my life that I've done that I'm doing this to impress the chicks, So you got to think about that too. I'd be willing to bet you that if you got right down to it, the whole reason there's a civilization is because there was a bunch of guys out there trying to impress the women so that they could come into their lives and civilize them. That's pretty much the history of the human race, I think. So thanks for the heads up there, Susan. It's a really good question, and I'm really glad we got it.